redo a pillowcase and show you how simple and quick a pillowcase is. And then they're going to be selling some pillowcases on Comment Sold tonight.
Yeah, so everybody remember
Yes.
Comment Sold, because there's some fun ones.
Yeah, so this is one. Let me show you. Okay, this is one of the kits that they're going to sell tonight. Isn't that
cute?
So cute? This is how our kit team puts these together. So it will come just like that. I didn't want to undo it until I showed you how cute.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah. All right, so let's get going, and you'll see how quick and easy. Most of you probably already know how to do this, but we just want to. There are some that
don't. Sometimes you think you know how to do it until you go to do it again.
Right, and you have to think. So you'll have in our kits, you'll have 3 different pieces. You'll have one piece. This is for the band, and it's 1/4 yard. This is the main fabric. And that is 3/4. This is for a standard size pillow. You have 3/4 yard. And then we put in a little 2.5 inch piece for a little band. This is optional. You don't have to put this in. But first things you want to do to get it ready is you'll want to take your 2.5 inch band, and you're wanting to take it to the iron, and you're going to press it wrong sides together, like this. So I'm going to go over to and uniron that.
Through the dark tunnel. Oh, man.
Sorry. Like, where does it go?
Here comes Chris again. Oh my gosh. Oh. I don't know what you did.
I don't know.
There we go. There we go. We got this. We got this. Okay, remember how I had you all campaign to put me on 3 at 3 because I love it? Now you should all send Chris a private message telling her I stink.
That would be 2 of us. Well, in that little intermission we had,
when we went through,
when we had stopped, I pressed that in half. So you can see that I pressed the wrong sides together. Okay, that was quick. I do things really fast. Okay, then that when we're done with that, we'll take it back over here. I'm going to have Allison just hold the camera for us. Okay, so this is important. I'm kind of, when I do things, I like to be kind of precise. So this is the band, and it's the width of the fabric, and I'm not going to cut off the selvage. Because I will cut that off later. So I'm going to lay this down.
My camera is really blurry, and I don't know how to help that.
Okay, so I'm going to take the... Here comes Chris. Okay, we're fired today.
No, you're not. Let's just
Okay.
put it on here
Hold on.
so it's steady.
So we're getting
There we go.
seasick.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we
Okay.
go.
We're getting everybody seasick today. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like all over the place.
Okay, so
All right.
we're in our happy place. We're in a happy place.
Everybody
There we go.
take Dramamine anytime you watch Wednesdays 3 at 3.
Yeah, there you go. That's funny. Okay,
Reason
so-
it's kind of blurry too.
all righty. Are we doing okay? I totally lost everyone. Whoa, let's take a big deep breath.
Okay,
All right.
let's start over.
Okay, so we take our 2.5 inch strip and we press it in half. Okay, I did that during our interlude. Then
through the dark.
do the dark. Yes. Now this is the band for your pillowcase. And I like to find my middle of everywhere. Sometimes it's not always the fold, because I like to line things up in the middle, in the center. So I'm just going to put a little pin in there, and I'm going to, with right sides facing up, I'm going to lay that on my table.
If they want to embroider on it,
Oh yes.
where would they embroider?
Okay, so when you look at this, we're going to fold this up. And so I would fold this in half when you're embroidering, and then decide where you want. You probably want to do it on this side right here.
On the side where you put the pin, on
Yes.
the top side.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
In the middle.
But embroidering would be really fun. I should have done one, so then I could tell you for sure. Okay, now I'm going to take my 2.5 inch strip. I'm going to mark the center of it as well, just because that's just the way I roll. And then,
she is very organized.
so then I will lay that down with raw edges together, and I will pin that. I know that's where my center is. And I'm going to let that, my raw edges are together. We're kind of working in a small little space. You'll have your own area. Now, sometimes you'll find that, like on this end, these two fabrics are not exactly the same width. So that's why I like to start in the middle, because they can be anywhere from 40 to 45 inches in width. And this is for a standard size pillowcase. Okay, now I'm going to take the body of my pillow, and I'm going to find my middle. I'm going to find my middle again, right here. And I'm going to put a pin. If I'm losing anyone, let me know. Make sure, Allison, you check. Okay, so there's my middle. Then I'm going to take right sides together. There's my middle. See, look how off the fold of the fabric is right here. It's about a 1/2 inch difference. So now I'm going to put my raw edges together.
Betty has a great comment. She says,
Okay.
remember the fold of the cuff is the top of your pillowcase. So if you have a directional fabric, or if you want to embroidery, you want it to face the fold.
Face the fold. That's a good idea. Okay. So your fold of your cuff would be in the center part of this. Whoops. You can't see that. My finger was off. So you would find out where your 1/2 foot mark was, and then that's where your fold would be. Thanks, Betty Jo. Okay, so now here comes our friend. Isn't that so cute? You have to. Okay, now I'm just going to just pin along here, and just a few pins, because then the magic is going to happen.
I love magic.
Oh,
We're so good at magic.
We're
just
good.
not good at technology.
Yeah, there we go. Well, we made everyone disappear. That's
Yeah,
magic.
that's true. Yes, we are. We are magic.
We are magic. So yeah. So I'm going to pin loosely. This is the cutest fabric.
Oh, I think it's cute too.
So cute.
Sun, the moon, the stars.
So, I have made a pillowcase, I'm sure, for each one of my kids for all of the holidays. And they still, now that they are adults, they still love them.
There's just something about sleeping. My mother-in-law makes pillowcases for Christmas and reads.
Yeah.
She reads, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Okay.
She says sometimes she thinks that she gives pillows in them too.
Oh.
She says sometimes she thinks it's the only time that they get a new pillow.
Well, it could be true.
Yes.
Okay,
but-
so now we have all of this excess down here. So I'm just going to roll it up. It's not going to be fancy. I've heard that this is a burrito method style.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to roll this up. Just until about halfway of my band. So I have half of my band. Then I'm going to take, we're kind of working in a small space here. Okay, so like this. Then I'm going to take the band and I'm going to flip it up over to the top. So all of my raw edges, and then I've got a bulky, the stuff I rolled up. Then I will, I'll pin it, making sure I don't pin the excess body into the pillow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because if we do, that won't look very pretty. Then we would have to undo it.
And I hate to unpick.
Me too. Okay, so I'm going to pin this.
How much fabric do you need to make a standard size pillowcase?
This is 3/4 of a yard for the main body part, 1/4 of a yard for the cuff, and then we used 2.5 inches for the little accent piece. Now you don't have to put the accent piece in. You could actually use our technique from our prairie points that we did last week. And remember, I was telling you to do it in the zigzag.
Yes.
You could actually, after you sew it, you could actually sew that on as a trim. You could use regular rickrack. You could use ribbon. You could do all kinds of things if you didn't want that. If you didn't want that little 2.5 inch piece. But I love the 2.5 inch piece because it gives it a cute, just contrast. Okay, so now I have that all, it kind of looks like a little burrito. Can you see all that excess
Barb
fabric?
says she's also heard it called the hot dog.
Oh, hot dog method works as well. Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So now the trick is that you don't catch any of that as you're sewing. So we're going to go to the sewing machine.
Donna, the 2.5 inch strip is the 2.5 inch strip is sandwiched.
Is sandwiched. Yep. Okay. So I laid down my cuff. Then I laid down that little 2.5 inch strip. And then the next one is the body. This is the order. And then the last piece is the one that the cuff that we wrapped around and encased all of that. And so so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers that we're going to sew through. So we're going to take it to our machine, and I'm just going to do 1/4 inch and go and stitch it. So if Allison can keep the camera from turning off, we will. Good job. Okay. You will love the
I think I
automatic.
need to come over here.
Okay. We'll kind of get a little squishy in here with each other. Up close and personal. Okay. So now I'm just going to sew all of those layers together. I don't run over pins, so I take my pins out, and I want to make sure that I'm not catching that bulky fabric that we rolled. Can you see how I'm sewing that? This is one of the pillowcases that they're going to do on Helmet Sew. Did I already say that?
That's okay.
But it's okay. It won't be one of our ones for our deal of the day, but I will show you the one that we're going to use for the deal of the day. I'm going to let Allison pull one through, and I will pull one through. And it's,
I've never done this.
this is magic. We should have just had magic shows today. We should have brought our.
Well, we have so far.
Well, that's true.
we should have
that's
just
true.
worn our Harry Potter.
Yes,
coats.
there we go. We should have
Okay.
just brought our wands. Now, this also would be a great thing if you have a serger at home. I highly recommend you doing this on a serger because then there will be no raw raw edges. I'm just going to tuck that down
So
in
could
there.
you go back over it with
Oh.
zig?
Most definitely. But this part is not, you're not even going to see this part.
Okay.
So we're going to be fine. This is going to be covered. Okay, we're almost to the end. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that all my layers at the end are. There you go. Hear that machine going? Oh my goodness, so fun. All right, so now we're done with that.
Okay, let's go back and
Let's
answer
go
some
back
questions.
over here.
That was attractive. My old lady chicken neck.
Okay,
All right.
we
Does
are.
anybody have any questions? Oh, you
Okay.
could do a French seam.
Yes.
Yes.
you could do a French seam when you're sewing it together
Yes.
to hide the raw edges, which is good. So I have two of these. This
Oh,
one
I
actually,
can't wait.
I'm gonna let Allison do this one. And so this is actually one that will be on the deal of the day. It's so cute. It's a Halloween one. So I'm gonna let Allison do that one. And I'm gonna do the one that let's see if we can do this. Okay, now we're gonna take our excess that we had inside and we're just gonna pull it
Pull it out.
through. Yeah, just
Like
like
this?
this. Yep. Pull it. Pull it. Just keep pulling. Happy day. It's a happy day. Here we go. Okay, so you just keep pulling until you're
Coming
very-
inside out.
I did a 1/4 inch seam. So if you you could do larger if you wanted to, but then your cuff would be a little bit smaller. All right, so we pulled it all through.
Yep.
I'm getting mine almost there.
Me too. This is magic. Oh my
Isn't
gosh.
this fun?
This is fun.
Okay, so voila.
Wait.
Okay. Wait, we have to wait for Allison.
Abracadabra.
Okay.
I'm always waiting for Allison.
Alakazam.
Zalaka-
Wow.
Abracadabra.
All right. So there is our pillowcase.
Oh, how cute.
Isn't that cute? There's the cuff right here. Oh, you can't see
Yours.
it. Okay, here's the cuff. And there's that little 2.5 inch strip
Oh
right
my
there.
gosh, how cute.
And then the body. Isn't that adorable?
That is adorable.
Allison, show them yours. These are little, this
Okay,
is called
look how
tiny
cute.
treaters.
Look how
It
cute
has
that
little
is.
Trick-or-treaters.
That's
and
got the
candy.
treats, sugar plum fairies dancing in your head,
Isn't that cute?
and then a stripe, and then look at this fun fabric. Oh
Isn't
my
that
gosh,
fun?
that's
Isn't that
so cute.
Okay,
So cute.
so now at this point, I would take it to and press. So I would press it really good.
Okay.
So it would be a nice crisp,
Okay.
and I use Best Press.
I love Best Press,
Yep.
but that magic that I
Yes,
used last week,
was
that worked
really
great
good too. So then I would press it really
Voila!
nice.
Right, Sherry. Did you sew a 1/4 inch seam?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. Okay, so when you fold it in half, you'll notice that we still have our selvages on. So this is where I would trim my selvages.
Okay. And
Okay.
you trim them all the way
You
to
put
the
right
bottom.
sides together. Yep. I usually put it together so it's like this.
Okay.
So I'm up this way. Okay. I would take it to my cutting mat, and I would just I would trim that off.
Oh, how
You
fun.
could leave it on if you wanted, but because it would be finished, but then you'd have the little,
Yeah, I don't like that.
yeah.
I guess
so,
you could increase your stitch size, but I would
Yeah.
trim mine off
yeah,
too.
I would trim it. So then you can trim that off, and then I will sew it 1/4 inch down this side, and then I would sew 1/4 inch along the bottom. And
Happy
that
Kitchen says your houses are going to be sideways on this.
half what?
Your houses will be sideways. So
Yeah,
all
it's
those,
okay.
all those U-directional.
That's one thing when you look at your fabric when you're doing it, look for the directional, but it still is way cute.
Yeah, I always think it's
So
darling.
if you give it a Halloween pillowcase to someone,
Stuff like that doesn't bother me.
but if it does, then you would have to cut your fabric going the other direction.
Right.
So,
Right.
but that's okay. But I also decrease my stitch length just because there will be a little bit of wear and tear when you try and shove your
Oh,
pillow
yeah.
in.
Yep.
So I decreased my to probably 1.8 to 2, just there. And then also, this is where you could do a French seam. So if you did a French seam, you put, instead of right sides together, you put wrong sides together first.
Okay.
Have you done a French seam before? Okay. You put wrong sides together first.
Hold it up in the camera so
Okay.
we can all learn together.
Okay. So wrong sides, then you would stitch 1/4 of an inch down here. You would turn it, and then your seam would, then your it would be wrong side.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you would stitch another 1/4 inch going down here.
Oh,
So then this is a finished. Whoops, I keep going.
finished
off
on the inside as well as the
Finished.
outside.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
It's not hard at all.
No, that seems really easy.
So if you didn't have a serger or you wanted to do it, it's just one extra step. And it's not, I don't think it's a problem. But they turn out so cute. You can personalize them any way you want. If you want to put names on them. If you don't have an embroidery machine, which you definitely need one, but if you don't have one, you could applique.
I get one.
You can applique names on the cuff. You can.
Oh, how fun! Yes,
You
put
can
their names
do-
on it.
yeah.
A little saying.
You could even give, oh, Kayla, how are you? I have missed you. You could even do a plain white one and have your littles draw with a crayon or
Oh,
fabric
fun.
marker, or
They
maybe
would love
something fun like that. You could do all kinds of fun stuff. Who doesn't love a new pillowcase?
Okay, so Cheryl does an
Okay.
1/8 inch seam first on
Oh,
her French
first.
seam. Is that
Okay.
what she's doing?
Yes.
And then she does a 1/5 inch from there.
Which is nice because then you won't see the raw edges.
Yes.
You'll catch the raw edges. So, yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's
So
great.
it's a half of whatever. If you do a half, then do a 1/4 inch and then a 1/2 inch seam. So that's awesome. Okay, well, if you have any, do you have any other